Hi there, I'm Carrie Ellis, author of 21st Century Superhuman. This is our 21st Century Superhuman show, and today we have our international Keshe Peru crew, and all of us are working on Keshe plasma technology. We love it. We've been out teaching and playing and participating for the last couple of years, and we're watching the world change around us. Today I have with me Dave. Hey, Dave, you're muted. Unmute yourself. Yeah. How are you doing today, Dave?
Hi. Welcome to the Keshe Foundation offices in Tarapoto, Peru. Behind me, you'll see our new GANs look, and I'll explain a little bit more about that later as you progress with your questions, Carrie.
I can't wait to come and visit, Dave. I think I'm coming in November, but we're going to...
you to come.
I know. And what we're talking about today is the classes coming up that you have. And I know you've got the first phase is already booked fully. So we're talking about, you know, opening up the door so people can come in to your phase 2 of classes, and with the new plasma devices and the new GANZas and all these kinds of things. And we've also got with us wonderful JC Anderson, the tech wizard. How are you today, JC?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much.
I hear it's getting to be summer up there where you are in the North Country.
Oh, it's been summer for a while. We're on our 3rd or 4th week of 90-degree weather.
Cool. And Jackie, the wild tie-dye car unit woman.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. What's going on out in California, yay?
Oh, it's hot, yes. For all the time. What can I say? It's always hot. Sunny California.
And there you are in your workshop with GANZas and coils and everything.
Yes,
t-shirts. I love it. I've been there and spent time with you. It's so much fun. So together we are so much greater than we are alone. I'm so grateful for this crew. We've known each other a while and been working together. We're happy to be here supporting each other as we take these next steps into a more expanded knowledge that Mr. Keshe has been teaching about. And wow, so much going on. And I think we would be remiss if we didn't mention the effort among those involved with the Keshe Foundation around the world towards world peace. And that right now we are sending letters out to governments and officials and speaking our voices that we'd like to bring peace to the race of humanity on planet Earth. So Dave, tell us what you got going on.
We're taking bookings for courses now for people, and we haven't advertised. We've only sent private invitations out for the people to come in August and September. Now we're pretty much fully booked up on that one now. Over 20 people are going to be coming, and they will go back with the knowledge of how to structure and build these plasma power units and the plasma power generator. We're talking Wi-Fi electricity here. It's a bit of a mind blower, but it's coming, and it's coming here in 2 weeks, we expect. So what we're doing now is we're going out public because we can do. And we've got a private agreement with Mr. Keshe that if you register yourselves with the Keshe Foundation Peru, we are independent. We are getting support from Mr. Keshe. And all of this is good news for us because we then can continue as an official company. The Keshe Foundation Manufacturers Peru SRL. So Hector, our director, will lead the way from October. I've built this building here, done extensive works to get this place institutionalized, ready for this new technology. So we're taking bookings for people now from October, November through to 2018. And you can feel, those watching this can feel that they can be a part of Keshe Foundation Peru. So that's where we're going. We're going to a new higher level because of the new GANs that are coming out now in Keshe, certainly in Keshe USA, Italy and Ghana. So we're going to be jumping up and joining those levels. If you want to come on the course and you're listening to this, what we'd like you to do is to have a go through with John Carl Anderson, as to what level of Keshe understudies have you been taking, John? A bit more on that for us.
Yeah, well, what Dave's doing in Peru is pretty high level stuff. So if you don't have experience with it, like extensive experience with this, if you don't know how to make nanomaterials, if you don't know the basics of making GANs, the basics of constructing the devices, connections, that sort of thing, it's a really good idea. Actually, it's going to be a prerequisite to Dave's courses to come talk to me. I will get you up to speed on the basics, how to do the nanomaterials, how to make your GANSs. And then when you get to Peru, you've already got a basis of knowledge that you can work from that point. Otherwise, it's an extra 2 weeks of learning with Dave. I can impart most of this information in somewhere between 2 and 4 hours, depending upon the student. And that will save the people that are going there a tremendous amount of confusion, because Dave can jump right into the new devices, the new technology that's coming out, and not have to constantly go back and do the basics. So if you haven't had the basics, if you don't understand how this stuff works, I will get you up to speed on that. And I've been doing this for quite a while. I'm pretty good at it. So we will see. If you have a background in physics, a background in science, you may have a little bit of trouble with this because some new terms, new ways of doing things, and the old ways, the old conventional physics, conventional sciences, they don't really apply so much because this is such new physics. This is something that mankind hasn't looked at before. So keep that in mind when you embark on your learning process. And I look forward to working with everybody, bringing this out and making it awesome.
All I can say is what an opportunity to get you, JC, for people to get to review what they know and then or need to learn and get caught up on before they go participate with the Peru workshops, because wow, what an opportunity. You're so knowledgeable, and I know your background is tool and die, isn't it? You're very technical minded. You understand many things. I mean, I come to you for answers. And then Dave, I know you used to run huge construction projects. Your level of practicality and of getting things done is very, very, very exceptional. And it's why things go when you start putting your hand to them. So, Jackie, I know you went and hung out with Dave and went to the earlier wave of workshops, and you became like the living time bomb, making car units and house units and tie-dyeing shirts and all kinds of things. So tell us about your experience.
I think it was a year ago. I think it was August. Is that right, Dave? I think I was there last August. So, I've been watching Mr. Keshe, some of the workshops. I don't have that much time to really put into it, but I would watch some of it. And I tried to look at the documents and work out what was going on. As you guys will remember, Dave Perez came with me. He's very enthusiastic, and he would keep saying to me, "You've got to look at this. You have to see this." And I'm going to fly, and I'm going to do all these wonderful things. So, finally he said, "Dave's having this thing in Peru. We can go to Peru." So, of course, why wouldn't I go to Peru? So I kind of got there, and Dave throws you in the middle of it. He'll give you a diagram and then tells you to go and, do the diagram kind of thing. He walks you through going, making the GANs and everything, but he's a very hands-off kind of teacher, and he's very good at making do with everything. So for anyone that's really practical, I think going through JC first is going to be really helpful. JC is a wonderful source of information. So anyway, when we get there, we're kind of, I realized that some of the diagrams were backwards back then. I don't know if you remember, but the coils kind of wound one way, and I don't know. Anyway, it was pretty funny, but we managed to get it done. And I made a car unit, made a house unit, made some pens, made all the 3 different types of GANs, all within, I think it was a little over 2 weeks. Yep, followed all those things. Looking back, I think JC's part in this is really, really, really important, and especially where we're at right now. I've been using the technology for a year. I've applied it in many different ways. As you guys know, I've plasmatized all my water. I do dyes. I make soaps. I mean, there's so many different things that you can use it for. And if I had gone to Peru with a little better understanding, I think we would have achieved maybe 2 units and and actually finished our house units a little easier. But yeah, it's wonderful. I've had a great time.
Awesome. Thanks, Jackie. I know. And I think we all grow together. Our interaction with each other,
Yes.
we're on with each other periodically, and we inspire each other, encourage each other, and keep it all going. Dave, would you like to jump into the slides, or you want to share something else before we do?
No, it's just want people to understand that your intention is set by coming through this door. If you're from the golden age of GANs and you've been understanding all these things on the Facebook side, you're going to be getting this invitation. And, you know, Jackie is a classic example of somebody not knowing stuff when she came here and then knowing virtually everything and running with it afterwards. That's classic. Now, if we add and include John Carl in all of this, and then you go through him and then come here, you're going to walk through the door and you're going to know pretty much everything you need to know to go back home and make your own and run with it, just like Jackie. So she's a perfect example, and I'm really proud of her.
Yeah.
If I might just quickly add to that, you know, the practicality of putting these things into motion, it was really great going to Peru. So when I came home, I kind of knew what I needed to do first, which was, you know, to nano coat some things so that I could actually make some gowns. So, you know, the production began in my head before I came home. And then I was able to kind of work out where I was going to get materials from, which is a little different than when you're in Peru.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, it really helped kind of get that focus on what I needed to do step by step. So, thank you.
Yeah, and I think, you know, every one of us that learns opens doors to the future. I mean, we learn, we help ourselves, we can help our community. I have people ask me every day, you know, to teach them how to make things, or can they come and watch if I'm making GANs? And it's just a never-ending process. And then we have items. I know, Dave, you have even young people walking into your center saying, hey, we need some GANs pads. Somebody got hurt. Or, you know, it's amazing how we begin contributing to our own communities and then teaching this new science just by living it. And we are moving into a new age of science that, as Mr. Keshe always says, is beyond the matter state. So this plasma science is amazing. It's taking us into wonderful, amazing places for physical body well-being, for energy devices, for running our vehicles, potentially traveling in space and through time. So, Dave?
Yeah, and I can add to that now, because just before this recording, 3 ladies, young girls, came in. They're 12 and 13 years old, and they are literally going to stand up in front of Armin when he's here and tell them what and why to make and where to use CH3, CuO, and CO2. And they're going to go and stand in front of their headmaster. This is a school of 1,300 people, and possibly even Keshe Peru will stand up and do what's called a charla, which is a presentation of our stuff for this school. And you know, when you think of 12-year-old, 13-year-old, what kind of a future are they going to be having? We've already got girls here that know how to, I just say, make us a car, Maggrav. And they are 22 years old, and she just knocks them out for you. So that's what you're going to get when you come to Peru. You're going to get this hands-driven stuff that Mr. Keshe does by verbal, that we do by hand. And you will be guided, because we are the Keshe Foundation Peru. We've got certain agreements with Mr. Keshe, and we are obliged to follow that agreement. And we are, to the letter of the law, we do that. So you're going to get to know how to build these stuff properly. That's all I can say.
Oh, you're muted, Carrie.
Can't hear me very well if I'm muted, can you? That's awesome, Dave. I love hearing those stories. And I have visited you previously and can't wait to be there again. So Shall we screen share and look at these slides that you drummed up, and let's see what it looks like at your site there?
Yeah, do that, because also, just let's cover the costs a moment. They're selling the units for 2,200, and you'll be making them. Our course fees are $1,000, and what we need you to do is, prior to going to John Carl, we want you to pay your deposits, because I have to get your materials for October. Now look at the time, it's August, and it's now September, and then you're here if you come and take the course. I've got to get these things shipped in for you. Whatever you need, you will have in your workstation, and you will have your own workstation. I've built that already. So that's what we need the deposit for, as soon as possible, so that we've got our cash flow to get your materials here, to get whatever we can buy from Tarapoto or Lima and sent up here. And otherwise, we need to ship in materials. We will do that too, and we've got the time to do it. That's why we're putting this call for the course to be for October, November, and December up to the 2018 period. Okay, is that clear, Carrie?
It is clear. I think what's on this page here is very specific, and I think the understanding that because you are in Peru, you do need people to sign up in advance, because you have to be able to get materials for them. So I don't know if you want to read through this page, but pretty much you just said what's on the page.
Yeah, I mean, people looking at this, they can read that. If you leave that long enough, they can read it themselves. But basically, yeah, you send by PayPal if you can, or if you can't, you need to send by an alternative method. Now, I've got alternative methods here, like Western Union, to people who haven't got PayPal, and we've got another one. Daniel Westaff normally deals with things like that.
Okay, and they can contact you through Skype and discuss the details at this point in time, right?
Yes, indeed. And, you know, but the most important thing is to keep our independence here, because I'm the founder and the spokesperson of the Keshe Foundation Peru, through our director, who is Peruvian, of course. And what we need to do is to honor the Keshe agreement that Keshe Peru have got with the Keshe Foundation. And that means that you need also, once you've spoken with me and John Carl, you need to go through Daniel Westaff, and register with the Keshe Foundation Peru. And that's you all clear, and you put your identity through, Keshe clears you, and then you're free to come. So
okay.
the pit stops that are there is the deposit, so that I can take you seriously. The reason for the deposit is because we had several cancellations early part of the year, and it really mucked our books up, and it didn't make life very, very comfortable for us. So this is why we're doing it, and we did it for August and September. It's an immense success, and those people are ready to come here now on the 1st of August, and they're going to get the lion's share of new technology from Keshe Italy, Ghana, USA, and they're going to get it in Peru as well. So that's
and then on the bottom of the screen, we've also got how to contact John Anderson for the prerequisite basics, to just review whether a person can just share that they already know, or that they need help learning the GANs, the nano coding basics, and all of that. So all that information is right here. Your PayPal, how to get to your PayPal is here, and then how to contact John Anderson.
Yeah, and when we're done with the slideshow here, we can go through plasmabasics.net. I can show you how the site runs and how to book your appointments.
Okay, great. So do you want to read this through, Dave?
Yeah, because we're getting some more upgraded versions of GANs, which are behind me: deuterium, hydrogen, and tritium, and how to do that and why to do it. This is the biggest thing. John Blivens very, very importantly covers how to do this, you know, and why you're doing it. It's not just how to make it, it's why you're making it, and you're going to get that. Now, we need at least 2 weeks of your time here. Most people come and stay in this part Tarapoto. It's absolutely delightful area. You've all been here. You all know that, except John. And it is a particular beautiful place. It's hot here. Don't overdress. When you come, you'll go to the cool Lima, then you'll fly to Tarapoto. But it's 40 degrees right now, so it's pretty hot in the jungle.
That's centigrade.
Yeah, so it's about 105, 108.
And you're on the edge of the Amazon, really, and it is gorgeous. It's a beautiful, beautiful part of the world.
It is. So at least 2 weeks for this course. We had a couple of people who took the last courses for 1 week, and that was not enough time. And you're picking up more information here. So yeah, let's get that minimum 2 weeks. You see, I've got a group of people from New Zealand coming, and they're going to be spending the minimum 3 weeks here, and that allows them to be a little bit more flexible. We have Cowrie here and Daniel Westaff, and they have accommodation for you if you want affordable accommodation. But if you want top of the range accommodation, just ask. We will provide that for you too, with swimming pool and whatever you need, we've got here in Tarapoto.
Yes.
Tarapoto is 160,000 people, so it's not a small city. It's moving on a little bit, and it's progressive. So it's a great place to be. It's got a lot of action here. So what else do we say here?
Oh, just as I didn't, I didn't change this on the slide. To be registered on our list, it's $500, not $400. So that needs to be corrected.
Okay, no, that was for the invitees only. And we've learned from our mistakes. We have to cover a little bit more. So it's $500 deposit, and then you pay $500 when you're here. You will walk away with these units, and you will know how to build them in your own home. You'll be able to hold workshops yourself. This is a really good deal. Okay. Okay,
should we go ahead?
Yeah, so we can just upgrade. There you go. There's our house.
Yeah.
There we are. We've finished the top floor. Now it's fully tiled, and it's a very, very pretty place to be. You've got natural air conditioning because of that roof, and we've put some windows up there now so that even if it rains, we don't get any problems with rain. We're just building those new red doors that you've just seen there at the front. We've just put 4 doors in there now so that they open much better than that rolling shutter. I didn't like it, so we've changed that now. And there's that's the upstairs kitchen for the people who are living on the first floor. Here we've got volunteers here, and there you go. That's the health centre on the first floor, and the stairs leading up to the top. And that is now completely fully tiled. And you see my bed there. Look, that's how slum I live. So yeah, there you go, and that's all fully tiled, and there's the latest one. You can see the windows at the back of the water tank that's going to go in.
Beautiful, looks gorgeous.
Oh, it is. It's the best place to be because you've got 360-degree views all the way around, and it's Amazonia, and you're just looking at the beautiful jungle. So there you go, and that's our big water tank at the back. There's your GANS room. That's right with me, right behind me now, and we managed to clean that up after all the building work, and we're ready to start making hydrogen GANS, deuterium GANS, tritium GANS, and you will be learning that when you.
Exciting.
And there's the girls all helping out, and there's your garden. We've got a plasma culture centre, so agricultural centre. So the volunteers are really doing a great job using half coconut shells that they use and eat every day. They only eat raw food, and they're placing them. If you look at the bricks, you'll see a row or 2 rows of coconut skins cut in half, and we put a hole in them, and then we plant with plasma on one side and non-plasma on the other side. Just to check. Yeah, and you'll be learning that as well. So you've got another aspect. You'll be learning energy. You'll be learning plasma culture, and you'll be learning health aspects.
What's the turquoise thing, Dave?
Which?
On the right, the lower right, that turquoise, I don't know.
That's shade cloth because the sun is so severe here for the seeds.
Oh, nice.
Black one for the plasma and a green one for the non-plasma. Nice. So, and then we've got 3 coconuts that are regional. They are yellow, green, and brown, and they're put in a nice line so that they'll be pretty big in several years' time.
Nice.
And there's the health machine on the first floor that you can also learn all about. That's a pretty interesting bit of technology that Brett Sutherland built it from New Zealand for us here in Tarapoto. And I've had some tremendous results with this machine. I've seen people's faces completely change and go positive. You spend about 40 minutes before you enter that machine working on your emotional systems, that all the hangouts that you've got inside your emotional system. Once we rid you of those, you can enter the machine and then so you can do that. And that looks like a building site.
It's amazing. Amazing what you've done there.
Yeah, there's my office, and the workers just finishing off moving the door. So, you know, we're very nearly ready for Armand now.
Cool.
And the plasma kitchen. No, that's a workstation. So if you look at the 4 stations there, in actual fact, there's only 2. So you have 2 stations, and you sit and work at those stations and do all the stuff that you need to do. We make the GANs for you. We show you how to do that. You bring it in here, and then that's what you're doing, making your PPU and the PPG. And that's just a space.
Yeah. Some of these were earlier, yeah.
This is important. This is the GANs kitchen. It's purely dedicated to making plasma. So you don't come down here and cook. It's all GANs, all plasma in that kitchen. And that's us moving in. It's been a big job, you know.
Yeah, it's amazing. This is the grounds there that look how you've transformed those.
Yeah, so that shows you there was nothing here and nothing there. And now it's all, we've got I don't know if you can go back to the one with the biochar bin. I just want to cover that. Come up shortly. There it is at the back of that picture. You'll see the bricks, and it's a round housing with a steel big biochar bin. When you're nanocoating here, you will also be making biochar for the garden. And we crush it up and put it into powder, and we put it on the side of the plasma. And biochar is very, very good for healthy soil, and it brings the worms up. And we activate it with CO2 now, so we've added another layer to the biochar. And this system is how Machu Picchu was built, Carrie. They built it like this out of stone. So you're going to learn all that as well. And we just throw that in when you're nanocoating.
Exciting. This is just when you were moving in, right?
Yeah, this is 2 months ago. And there's the health machine. There's my first day at office. And we've now, funny enough.
I think that's it.
Yeah, and the restaurant next door is quite a posh one. It's I ate there the other day, and I had langoustines. Very nice.
What kind of food is that?
Langoustines is like prawns or lobster or stuff like that. Yeah, they do an evening grill. It's a specialist thing. So quite very nice people as well. And that's where my dentist is to fix my mouth. They're going to be doing that there. So very exciting times for me too.
Yeah, exciting.
A question, Dave. At the old place you was at, we were able to like buy chicken and rice for like $1.50 a day or something. Are the prices where you're at kind of similar to the old place, or are they a little more expensive?
Stick a note on the end of that for this place here.
Okay.
You know, I paid 31 sols. That's about $10. But just up the road here and right next door, it's back to the 5 sols, which is $1.50.
Okay.
So,
yeah, it was. Okay. And then the other thing that people might be interested in is Tarapoto is a place of waterfalls and butterflies. So if you take a couple of days to explore, you'll have a wonderful time exploring waterfalls. So be ready for hiking.
Oh yeah, I've been, as you know, I've been very well deep into the jungle here, and it's a healing ground in itself. And also, a lot of people want to take ayahuasca here because Graham Hancock comes here to Tarapoto to take his ayahuasca, and he's been here about 12 times. I've even put a call out for Graham to contact us and come and visit the Keshe Foundation Centre here.
Nice.
And yeah, the only problem is he's got 400,000 likes and people who know him. So I don't know if he's going to read that, to be honest with you. But wouldn't it be nice to see Graham Hancock here? That would be excellent, wouldn't it?
Yes. All right. Well, you guys, exciting times. And I just want to encourage everybody out there who is thinking about wanting to go further with your learnings in how to make these devices to consider a visit, the visit of a lifetime to Tarapoto, Peru, to be with Keshe Foundation Peru, with Dave, and get to be part of this growing family. It's an exciting thing to be part of. And Dave, you have a kind of a private Skype group that has ongoing discussions with those who've either participated in your learning processes or are part of it, so that people then get to be part of an ongoing kind of dialogue where they can get answers to their questions and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, once you give me your Skype and we've had a chat and we've gone over to John Carl, I'll put you in that room once we've got your deposit and you're secure. We know you're coming. That's the thing. And then it's up to you to then choose a time for your flight. You can choose October, November, December. You might squeeze in September if you're very, very lucky, because we've only got a couple of slots left. But anyway, it's up to you. And this is what this message is from us collectively. You know, it's all about you coming here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dave, JC, Jackie. So glad to be here with you all. And may we breathe and smile and honor the path of humanity towards a more healthful, beautiful, peaceful future for all.
Thank you, Karen.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome.
That's what it's all about.
It is.
See you in August, Dave.
Ciao, many blessings.
Thank you. Take care.
Can't wait to work with you again.